Today we're going to touch on a subject: superior over inferior. Now, I don't think anyone should have, I'm going to take it back. I think everyone should have a problem of being inferior to some type of extent to an individual. It's an ugly feeling. A feeling that makes you feel like you were slave to someone else. To be too eager. And to be too aggressive to get someone's attention, or to get someone's love, or to have someone appreciate you is an ugly thing. If you don't love yourself, how another motherfucker gonna love you? You gotta love yourself. You gotta seem superior within yourself in order for someone to love you. Like I said before, superiority takes you a long way. Implement these strategies, these thoughts in your mind to become a better person of leadership, someone that can confide in you, someone that's eager to learn more about you than you know about yourself, someone who's dying for that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding. There's no need to never ever feel that you are inferior of another individual. You don't have to be or continue to be aggressive when you want to get your point across. Sometimes being quiet and listening, you can get your point across by the opponent or the opposite position. State of mind. You know? I try to instill these type of thoughts in people as I have done it within myself. I read a lot of books on leadership, generalship, and it don't come overnight to implement these things or put these things in motion. You know, it don't work overnight. You have to think it, breathe it, and see it. You have to conquer it. You have to instill some thoughts. Every time you step out of your house, every time you wake up, first thing you want to think about doing revolves around superiority. Drink when you want, sleep when you want, sit when you want. Try to engage sometimes in the unfortunate. The thing about life is, it takes you to a different level. Another thing about life is, you got people who want to bring you down to a below level. If someone keeps you below them, therefore they in the lead. Therefore they have the advantage. Therefore they are in control. They don't see you as being an equal. So, with that said, is that learn some type of trait. Learn to identify, demonstrate these type of tactics. I don't promote violence. I don't condone it. But no man should feel that he's less than another nigga or less than another man. No one should seem so eager to, if you a general and you about that life, you shouldn't want to beg for someone to acknowledge it. You shouldn't want nobody to say nothing about you. You shouldn't want nobody to feel they got you. You shouldn't want dislike control you. You have the obligation to control your life, not life controlling you. These paths, we got so many different type of paths we can take. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, you know? Being too eager for someone to acknowledge you, to me, is a disgrace. It lowers your credibility. It lowers your standards. It's ugly. You shouldn't have to beg, or you shouldn't have to repeat yourself to have or be seen acknowledgeable for someone to see, someone to know. You shouldn't have to throw it in their face what you've done to them. You shouldn't have to throw it in their face what you have done for them. Real niggas don't do that. You heard? It is what it is, man. It's where it's gonna be, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, who's to say that mistakes are never gonna happen in our life? We learn from things. We learn how to build because of the things and the effects and events that happens around us. Whether it's bad, whether it's good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I haven't had a good upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I was wild when I was young. Violent when I was mature. And I'm getting greedy as I get older. You see, one person always goes through a number of changes. You know what I'm saying? So it's no wonder that leaders repeatedly change laws. And the country repeatedly changed these leaders. You know what I'm saying? And people use their own positions of responsibility to enforce their own likes and dislikes in life. And then those that are in lower positions will always fear being unable to manage successfully. It's Marcus Aurelius. I have that quote in my head almost 25 years. You understand? So with that said, I've read so many books. Warfare, spirituality, political prisoners, Mao Zedong, Clausewitz, Stalin. These are Russian leaders. Read the essays on their warfare, they blueprint on how to adapt to war, how to win war. You know, it took me to a higher level. As a kid growing up in Brownsville, I had the physical fight, but I didn't have no brains. I had the physical fight in me. That when I didn't understand something, I bullied it, you heard? I was aggressive. They said knowledge is power. When I went to prison, it's a different type of warfare. The warfare in prison is different because now we get educational. I barely knew how to read. Graduated. But I began to read books as I had so much time to do so. And the stories that I read in these books about these people, like George Jackson, Marcus Aurelius, the Chinese leader Mao Zedong, the Russian leaders Clausewitz, Stalin, you heard? Reading about Marxism. I became very in tune above the world with this knowledge. So these are things that interested me. And it sparked my brain. Sparked my brain to the point that I became these characters. Somewhere, somehow, I implemented their behavior. I fought their wars. The wars that they was expressed in the books that I read, I practiced it. And I was very successful in doing so. Inside prison, I lived George Jackson. I had the blueprint of Mao Zedong, Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Robert Greene.
This is the problem that we're having. Is there's a respectful way to encounter people, and I'm not going to feed into her nonsense. Hey, I gave you instructions to understand.
We need to learn.
I'm asking you to follow instructions simply.
We need to learn
You're starting to cause a disturbance in
to
the
be
community, okay?
social,
And we're going to move on with our day.
economical,
I have no
together,
issues
man.
causing any issues with her. She's been disgruntled from the time I contacted her.
You know?
So as my Tish's word, I'm not going to change it.
Another thing about life is,
Because it's a forward view obstruction.
you know,
There's a pedestrian in front of you about 40 feet.
to make yourself,
That's what causes collisions with pedestrians. This is part of life. You get stopped by cops.
to never be bored,
Get stopped. You got stopped.
never crowd,
Okay.
never board the crowd. To never board the crowd is not to be seen so much and heard from a lot.
Do you see the color of my skin?
It's true.
This is not a race thing.
Because you become common.
You follow this profession by calling this a race thing because it's not.
Except for around your kids,
See on social media.
except for around your husband and wife.
I won't allow that.
You can still be in a relationship with a woman 30, 40 years,
By talking about
and they will have
because it's not.
the ego,
I know what race you are when I
the
stopped you.
urge
How would I know that?
to continue
Your mental lieutenant.
to search you, even if you're living with them.
Check yourself.
That's how deep it is.
It's not right.
Because they really don't really understand you and know you.
We should all have
They think
what you're presenting.
it's being superior to you
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
and controlling the whole situation. Once they do that, you become bored. They become bored. You become common. The battle's already been won. So you always got to keep your loved ones on their toes. Although you love them. And although they love you, always keep a mystery about you. Something that they search for and find interesting every day of their lives. Whether they cooking for you, running your bath water, doing all type of crazy shit, making love. They still don't got that full control over you, which makes you a bored person. It's deep. Be superior in your endeavors. Be mysterious. Mystery carries a long way. Makes a lot of people want to know what it is they can't figure out about you. Keep that aura. It's the only thing that's going to make you unique. Implement things in your life. Master the art of perceptivity. Master the art of perceptivity is to see things other people don't see. Know things is to know what others do not know. To see what others do not see is called perceptivity. To know what others do not know is called a genius. The perceptivity of a genius is what makes victory a far-gone conclusion. Amen. So, everyone should learn in their own surroundings, and their own structure, their empire, their environment, to seem unique.
717-7100. That's 1-800-717-7100.
Not above the world, but of the world. I'm saying again, not be above the world, but of the world. Because in this world, we have so many different type of characteristics, so many different type of traits. There's a few people that mastered it and became a symbol in the world. I've learned by watching, listening, and being around and having a relationship with certain individuals that's of this world. And they big. To have so much influence over people, as many as few, is a good thing. Because now it's a domino effect. The domino effect, it passes down from generation to generation. So it stays pure. You never want to ever board a crowd. You never ever want to seem inferior to another person. You don't ever want to feel you more superior than someone else. It's a different type of way of life that I'm trying to express to you people on how to be, on what to know, what to see, what to observe, because it helps benefit you. Whether you don't do these things, but you can identify these things as well. And you can identify these people as you've heard through me. So when you come in contact with certain motherfuckers, you put them in the category of each of your own, of what you want to perceive it to be. A mystery, a devil, an angel, heaven sent, hell given. That's your option. That's your prerogative. To identify and to know and to challenge these type of people, characteristics and events. You know what I mean? Categorize it in your own life. Don't seem like you're too better than a motherfucker, because that creates envy. But don't also seem less than a motherfucker, because you become a victim. You know? I just try to implement a lot of things because I seen some people that, you know, I adore, my brothers. You know, and it's fair to say that we all got flaws, you know, and we all become some type of way emotional when it comes to things, and it makes us look bad. It don't make us look like we killers. It makes us look weak. Sometimes we get the wrong perception about being aggressive to somebody over a certain thing that's minute, And it makes us look weak, not strong. You can say all the things in the world about I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna pop, still make you look like a weak ass nigga because you're dealing with emotions.
He had multiple chances to leave.
And you're saying that out of spite.
For his outstanding driver warrants.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, but make a long story short, man, sometimes shit kicks us back in the ass. I've never been or wanted to be looked upon as a motherfucker who dealt with emotions. Regardless of what people say about me, you know, some lies and shit. A lot of the truth. I say the true person sometimes. But I deal with a situation, my situation accordingly. I try not to voice too much of my opinion because even finding excuses for it makes it worse. You heard? There's no excuse for it. You understand what I'm saying? You know? I'm not an angel. I have flaws. But a lot of times I practice what I preach. Because I want to become better every day as I go along. I want to become more humble. I don't want to give people the wrong impression that it makes me soft. But some way, somehow, I think that they don't think that I'm soft. Because I talk low. I talk correct. I'm humble. A smart person won't think I'm soft. But I'll give it up. If I have to, I'll give it up. I will give it up. Without a doubt. Win, lose, draw in the hood, I'm squabbling. Win, lose, draw in my hood, I'm squabbling. You know? But yeah, today was a gloomy day. You know? I want to shout out some people, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to King Tut. Shout out to Tyrone Hunter, T Black. Shout out to D-Wiz. Shout out to the Billies. Shout out to Twan. Shout out to Dennis. Shout out to my little man Rob. Shout out to my son Rob. You heard? From Sumner Houses, you heard? I haven't seen my little man Rob in a long time, man. You know, I should go by the barbershop in Brownsville and ask Dennis, yo, what's up with Rob, you know? I remember, you know, talking to him a few years ago, and we got history back from the 80s, you know? He used to fuck with Foxy Brown and, you know, dated a couple of little stars and shit, you know, in the hood. You know, that was my little man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lil Rob and shit, but it was a blessing I got to spoke to him yesterday. I spoke to him, and telling me about an incident, whatever the case may be. I'm kind of upset that an incident went that way with him, but he gonna pull through, you heard? And everything gonna be all right, you know what I'm saying? You know, shout him out. Word up, Rob, shout you out. Once again, you know what I'm saying? And keep your head up, you heard? Shout out to motherfucking Roy. Shout out to Roy, you heard? Shout out to Ox, you heard? Shout out to my Brownsville boys. Shout out to my boy Mike, you heard? Shout out to Young YT, his birthday was yesterday, from East New York, Bing, you heard? Shout out to my man Shooter, you heard? Bird Gang, you heard? Shout out to Shooter, for real. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lloyd Banks also as well. You know, I've been, you know, not a relationship with these dudes, like Shooter, but it's a connection, you heard? We talk, he talk, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm blessed that, you know what I mean? And I'm around some real good, you know, I'm around some brothers. I'm in contact with some good brothers, man. It's only going to get better for me. So, you know, I just want to, you know, shout out to these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, You know, if I left you out, man, man, shout out to Ron Duke from Van Dyke, Southside, Superstar Jabbar, forgot about son. You know what I mean? Shout out to a lot of good brothers, man, that I miss in the hood. You know what I mean? But I just need to, you know,